For the Haters presents Wallet Therapy. I'm Becky, the spender.
And I'm Alex, the coach. We give money advice for the everyday person. So join us with your budget and your baggage because money doesn't have to be messy forever. Search For the Haters and subscribe today.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Wallet Therapy. Thanks for being here. I'm Becky, and we have Alex.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good.
To preface before we get into this topic, I spent a little bit of my fun money this past weekend. Or actually it was 2 weekends ago. I don't know, whenever Mother's Day was. I went on a little bit of a bar crawl. 3 states in one day. If you follow me anywhere else, you know I posted a vlog of it. Great use of my fun money. I didn't spend too much though, which is nice. Like I wasn't like, damn, I can't believe I spent that much money.
Did you save for it? Like you knew this expense was coming up?
I did. Yeah. I had a little bit of a budget in mind and I did not go over it.
Wow.
So that is what I brought to the table here today. I noticed you also started an Instagram account. If you are listening, go follow Alex on Instagram.
I did start one. I have been a little nervous about starting that and posting. I got off social media a long time ago, but it just felt right. The timing felt right. I want to continue with this podcast and just reaching people where I can't reach them with the one-on-one coaching business. And it just felt like the right next step for me.
I'm proud of you. Alex is anti-social media and anti-pictures, and I've been warming her up for the past 25 years.
Yeah, so don't be too, if you do follow me, don't be too harsh. I am going to try and, post some really helpful, along the same lines of this podcast, but really just in different bite-sized pieces. So we'll see how it goes, but don't be too harsh.
Plug it up. What's your Instagram?
It's Alex Hater.
It's Alex Hater. Like not saying it is Alex Hater. It's the actual Instagram is it's Alex Hater.
Yes.
ITS Alex Hater.
TS Alex Hater. And that is because Alex Hater was taken and Alex.Hater was also taken.
Well, it's Alex Hater is here. Guys, go give her a follow. Go show some love because she's not a social girly and you guys should feel special that she's back on it. Well, I'm excited for today's topic because this is a point of frustration in my life still, quite honestly, when, I hear people talking about, and I've said it not correctly throughout episodes prior of, Roth IRAs, any kind of IRAs, HSAs, retirement planning, investing for the future. I automatically, anytime someone talks about it, it's like, I feel like I'm in the dust, right? Like everyone knows something that I do not have. Like they were just handed some manual to figure it out. And I'm like, hey, which one do I even have access to? Is this even possible? And I think that what stresses me out the most is that everything sounds so urgent when people talk about these things. It's like, if you did not do this yet, by the time you're 25, you're screwed. There's no coming back from it.
I think that pressure is exactly why so many people avoid financial planning altogether. And it's because they're not lazy, they're just overwhelmed. So exactly what you're sharing is how so many people feel. And a lot of the financial advice out there skips the emotional safety part and jump straight into the optimization, which is why I love the theme of our podcast, which is a balance between the emotional side of money and practical money tips. Before you focus on wealth, you need to focus on building that stability. And we've talked about it a little bit in previous episodes with that starter emergency fund and getting out of paycheck to paycheck, all of those little steps are starting to build that stability. And that's going to help you to even think about planning for the future. Last episode, we talked about getting your employer match, which is one of the best first investing steps because that's free money that you need to go get. But now, today, we're going to talk about what comes after that.
So, breaking it down in simple terms, we are not talking about becoming rich overnight. We are going to be talking about how to stop financially just panicking about not being there yet and learning that we can set ourselves up now. Today is better than never, right?
Exactly. Financial wellness is about reducing fear just as much as it is about growing money.
I think it's important to also recognize the impact that we have just from having access to people all the time, because we are comparing ourselves where we're at to where other people are at, right? We have access in detail to people's lives. And then we also are constantly consuming these influencers and people that are performing for social media. And so that gets overwhelming and frustrating all by itself, because social media just makes you feel guilty, right? In so many different ways, because even from a financial aspect too, like when you come across financial content creators, it makes you feel guilty that you aren't where they're talking about already.
Yeah, 1,000%. So again, social media is such an amazing tool if you use it right, but you do have to take a step back and not try and keep up with the Joneses and take the information that you're getting from people and apply it to your situation. And just understand, like you're saying, not everybody's situation is the same. And when it comes to finance and personal finance, it is so situational. So even with the next step in how do you build that stability and reduce the fear, it is fully funding your emergency fund. We talked about getting that a starter emergency fund, which is somewhere in the range of like $1,000 to $3,000. Now we are talking about fully funding that fund. And this is building that short-term stability first. And what that looks like is going to be different for everyone. Ideally, it's 3 to 6 months of expenses. And you may, if you have a super stable job, 3 months may feel like enough stability for you. If you're a contractor, you're self-employed, maybe you are at that 6-month place of that's how where it feels comfortable for you. I personally feel comfortable with 12 months. So I am at the way top.
I'm at the bottom. I feel comfortable with 3 months or 1 month.
And that's fine. And that's fine. But that is important to have. I know this is something that you have been working on. Really, you're building up that savings to pay off your student loan. But this is really your big next step, which is fully funding your emergency fund. And I do want to be clear, these emergency funds are for specific things like job loss, medical bills, car repairs, unexpected expenses. They're not for surprise dinners with your friend. And it's important to differentiate that, and why I love having different savings accounts, because this is that stability. And you want to make sure that you have that stability sitting in that account, so you're not living paycheck to paycheck.
I think that this makes sense, right? It's about making you feel less guilty, because I think a lot of the time people are just trying to build stability while also feeling the pressure to invest perfectly. And so we are here to help you shift that mindset, right? Like, we are here to help you feel more comfortable when speaking about these things and a realistic version of those things, right? If you are a person that enjoys doing things, do not set yourself up for failure in not setting money aside for both. If you realistically know that like you will be going out to dinner, you will be doing this, like that is a part of who you are as a person. It's not going to be cut off completely. Set up a savings account for that, right? Like make yourself feel better about it while, dividing it into two. It doesn't have to be equal, but there's a balance here. It's not an all or nothing kind of thing.
It is so much about consistency, because if you cannot be consistent with it, then it's not going to work. So I totally support that thought process, because if that money you set aside for dinners with friends or the trip, if that's taking away from some of these other things that are, we're saying are steps you should do first, but you having money to do those things are actually what's going to get you all the way through all the steps, then 1,000% you should have. Getting financially free, building wealth, building financial security does not happen overnight. And so much life happens in between that, and you do need to live.
Seriously.
And personal finances should support your life, not make you feel consistently behind. I know it's really hard to think about retirement when your nervous system doesn't feel safe this month. So that's why that emergency fund is so important.
I would love to, if you're listening and you've been listening and you've made some kind of change, reach out, whether in the Discord or email us or on socials. Would love to hear if there's been any kind of actual change for you from implementing the things that we're talking about. So where does the Roth IRA actually fit into all this? Because people talk about them like there's some kind of magical cheat code. I still don't fully understand. No, I don't. Do I have one?
You don't have one.
Okay.
No.
That's something with an IRA.
Yeah.
I still don't even know what it is.
I am a Roth fan. There's Roth 401ks and Roth traditional 401ks. So there are Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs. A Roth IRA is a retirement investment account. This one is not tied to your employer like the 401ks that we were talking about. And this money is funded with money you've already paid taxes on. So it will grow tax-free, and then you can withdraw it in retirement tax-free. Traditional accounts are essentially, I see them as a little bit of joint accounts with the government, because at some point they will want their share of your account. That is why I'm such a fan of Roth accounts. And I love this as a next step after you have taken advantage of your 401k match, because this is really about creating future flexibility with your money. And I do want to highlight with Roth IRAs, there are contribution limits. So for 2026, for most people under 50, you can contribute up to $7,000. And at age 50 plus, you can contribute $8,000. The last nuance to these accounts is that there are income limits where higher earners may not qualify to contribute directly. The limits for the Roth IRA, the income limits in 2026, single filers making up to 153,000 can contribute the full amount, and married couples jointly making up to 242,000.
I just looked this up because I was curious, like why there's even a cap. Like, what's the point of the cap of inside a IRA? And the short version of it, it's a tax break, and tax breaks have caps so they don't disproportionately benefit the wealthy or blow a giant hole in federal revenue. So, fun fact for everyone listening, because I was like, what are the point of these anyway? And it makes me feel like there's one thing set up in this government that is for us.
And for those that may be teetering on those income limits, What's nice with the Roth IRAs is you actually have until a tax filing deadline to contribute to it. If you're in a position where you have like a base salary and then commission, and you're not sure whether you are going to surpass that income limit or be close to it, you can actually wait. You can save every month as if you were going to like contributing to it and just put it in a separate savings account. And then wait till the end of the year so you see exactly how much you did make, and then make the contribution after. So you have up until April 15th to make the contribution for the prior year.
I didn't know that. So me, again, learning another thing just from wallet therapy. Thank you, Alex. I just assumed that like January would pass and then that's it. Like you can't add any contribution. It's even probably good for people that are budgeting as well. Like they get commission and they have extra money, or they have a bonus that came in that they didn't think that they were going to get. Then they can use that to put into there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right. Well, this might sound dumb, but once the money is in the Roth IRA, does it actually grow?
So this is one of the biggest beginner mistakes. And if you recall, we actually ran into this with your traditional IRA when you rolled over that old 401k. A Roth IRA is just the account. You still need to invest the money that's inside the account. And my recommendation there is the same that I gave with the work 401ks, which is just pick a target date retirement fund. Those are set it and forget it. Choose the year that you're retiring around and put your money there. It'll automatically change the investments for stocks and bonds depending on how old you are and how close you are to retirement.
Let's dumb this down a little bit more. So when you say just put the money into a broad market account, that's what you said, right?
A target date retirement fund.
Oh, okay. So you log into where like a Fidelity or wherever you have your Roth IRA, and then when you go to invest, you just pick a date and it'll invest it in the appropriate accounts?
Yeah, so you can type in or even just search target date retirement fund for Fidelity or Schwab or wherever you have the account. And you'll see a list. They will have multiple. The fund will be called like target date 2060 or 2045. And inside of that fund, they actually choose the allocations for you for how much goes into US stocks, international stocks, and bonds. And it will change that percentage. So you may hear, oh, you should have 75% stocks, 25 bonds. And then that should change as you get closer to retirement. It will automatically make those changes for you. So essentially, you just set it and forget it. Will delay starting because they think they need to pick the perfect investment immediately. But opening the account is step one and investing the money is step two.
So there's a bunch of places that you can, right? Just I use Fidelity. So Fidelity is one that a lot of people use. I can put a referral link. I don't think there's any benefits to using that, but if you guys are looking for that, I'll put it in the description. But I think that people just assume investing is only for rich people or finance experts, right? Like you think about the stocks and you're just like, whoa, where do I even start? It's like people use it to get rich quick. But good news is that these companies now do the heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, and that mindset too is what keeps people from building long-term stability. And that is what investment accounts really are for, long-term future stability. We are not talking about meme stocks and Robinhood.
So we are not all going GameStop to the moon.
No, that's not what we're talking about here.
All right, let's get into probably the most anxiety inducing topic that comes in my life. We're not like fully talking about this aspect of things, but health insurance. Health insurance is my arch nemesis. I knew nothing about investments or retirement or savings when it came to health care because I just was never in that world. I work in benefits now, so I do have a lot more knowledge in it, but I know that this is a complicated, frustrating, anxiety producing area of money, which is healthcare costs, all the things. Let's talk about HSAs and what they do. And not all people have access to them, but those that might have access to them, let's talk about it.
So an HSA is a health savings plan, and it's available with high deductible health plans. It's designed for healthcare expenses. And to be eligible, you need that high deductible plan. And there are some certain coverage restrictions that apply, but you would need to get those nitty-gritty details from the plan itself. Just like Roth IRA, there are contribution limits. So for 2026, individuals can contribute $4,300. Families, it's $8,550. And there's some catch-up contributions for people over 55. Why have an HSA? There's a triple tax advantage for an HSA. The money that you put into an HSA will grow tax-free, and it's tax-free qualified medical withdrawals. If you're taking money out of your HSA, you don't have to pay taxes on the money you take out. And there's tax advantages on the contributions themselves.
Also, a lot of the time with HSA accounts, and the way that you find out if you have an HSA, first, only people that have access to HSA, we just said this, is people with high deductible health plans. When you enroll in your benefits through your employer, this is where you would enroll in an HSA account. So this isn't a separate account that you have access to that you need to go figure out. It will only be during your open enrollment that you can enroll into this plan. So if you see it on there, do not just skip over it. Always enroll in it because you don't always have to put money into it to have it. And it's good to have access to that if you're staying with the company or whatever that looks like. Also, you can switch how much money you are putting into your HSA whenever you want. You're not stuck with that when you put it in there. And a lot of the times employers have like a certain amount of money that they will add into the HSA too, if you choose that plan and if you choose to have an HSA account. Some have limitations like going to a wellness check. And if you go to that wellness check, they'll put in $400 into your HSA for the year. The way that I use my HSA is I like to make sure that I'm putting enough money into my HSA that covers my deductible for the year. So I always know that the money coming out of my paycheck going into my HSA account, it will always cover my medical expenses that I will have for the year, which is so like it relieves so much stress off of me. You can use your HSA for other things outside of medical costs. There's a lot that is HSA approved. So like tampons, other like off the counter medication, dentist, I think even like massage, some things like that will be HSA approved. So it's not just like going to the doctor. That's not the only place that you can use it. Like if you need like a heating pad or a knee brace, you can use it for all those things. I think it's worth bringing up. There are two types of accounts. There's FSA and HSA, and they are different.
They are different.
They're vastly different. So when we're speaking about the HSA, this is not FSA. There's different rules. You have to use that money or you lose that money. The HSA, it rolls over. It continues to build. It can like you will never lose that money.
And you can take it with you if you leave your employer. So if you have built up a savings in the HSA and you are laid off or you choose to leave your employment, you can take that HSA money with you. You do not lose it. Mm-hmm. And one of the emotional benefits of an HSA is this reduction of medical debt anxiety. It's a perfect example, like you just explained how you're using it, where you're funding it to make sure you have your deductibles covered so you don't ever have to worry about how do I pay this medical bill. And that's a great beginner way to use it. And it rolls over. So if you don't use it, it's not like you're always having to build up that amount. And maybe if you do use it for something, now you just change your contribution so you build that back up again.
Exactly. And there are some opportunities, I don't know if you were going to get into this, but some companies allow you to invest your HSA money as well. So, which is crazy because that is another way for that money to just grow. For me personally, the way I keep $1,000 in my HSA account, and anything that goes above it like automatically invests itself.
There's a couple different stages to investing or using an HSA, and I think it's important to talk about that. I think stage one, HSAs are really great tools for having that security of money in the bank to pay for medical expenses. It's one of those things that are automated. It will come directly from your paycheck. So it's an automation that's in place and doesn't land in your checking account. And you have to decide then, do I spend this money or save it? So that's stage one. The second stage would be how you're using it, which is you have enough money in there to cover your deductibles, and then the rest is getting invested. There are some options, depending on your HSA, where that investment that you're actually putting your money in is a high yield savings account. So that's low risk. So you could technically be like putting your money into that. And then the top stage would be all of your money is investing. I really like the stage that you're at where you have enough for your deductible and then the rest is getting invested. And like we mentioned, you keep this account forever and there is no time limit on when to apply the receipt to take that money out for the medical expense. You could have a dental appointment last month or a medical appointment and it costs you $200 for that. You don't have to withdraw that money if you don't need to use it to pay for that expense now and you want to use it at a later date. That's actually how we are using it because we're letting all that money in the HSA grow in the investments and we'll save all our medical receipts and take that money out later.
And so for a situation like yours, people probably are thinking, why would you do that? Right? Like, why would you leave that all there? At some point, you are going to have high medical costs in life. And at that point, you will be able to use them.
Yeah, 1,000%. And we'll have all those receipts saved up. The whole point of waiting is that it's allowing the money to grow tax-free in those accounts. And if I have saved up all those receipts, I can then pull the money out tax-free.
So smart. That's why you are the expert. All right, let's get into our listener Q&A, which has been a common theme around a lot of the people writing in. It says, "Hi, sisters. I'm 36 and I'm now learning about Roth IRAs and HSAs. I feel embarrassed that I'm starting this late and honestly overwhelmed because I can't contribute a lot right now. Is it even worth starting if I can only do a small amount?"
This is so similar to so many of our listener questions, which is it too late to start? It's never too late to start. So this person, you're not behind, you're just learning. And my suggestion would be just start small. Just like with the 401ks, just start small. 25 a month into your Roth IRA, 25 a month into your HSA, and it'll gradually increase over time.
Start small. There's no better time than start right now. You don't need to optimize this perfectly. Just start. That's even like you thinking about it, even you having anything is the best way. I think people underestimate how powerful consistency actually is.
And people massively overestimate how much perfection matters.
Ain't that the truth? All right, everyone. That's it. Another episode of Wallet Therapy. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope that this is helping just one person. Any homework for today?
Check your emergency savings, review your retirement accounts, and spend 10 minutes learning one financial concept you've been avoiding.
And think about it. What's one small thing you could do this week that future you would feel grateful for? Money is emotional and you deserve to feel safe with it. We will see you guys next week. Make sure to join the Patreon. Make sure to join the Wallet Therapy monthly live session. If you have questions, join in the conversation. Love you. Bye.
See ya.